Have you ever wondered what it's like to travel to Bhutan? Nestled in the heart of the Himalayas, Bhutan is a gem of a travel destination that's unlike any other. This enchanting kingdom, with its rich culture, deep-rooted traditions, and a unique measure of success, the Gross National Happiness Index, offers an experience that's as memorable as it is unique. Just a few years ago, I embarked on an unforgettable 10-day journey through this captivating land. From the serenity of its Buddhist temples to the breathtaking views on a hike to the Tiger's Nest Monastery, every moment was steeped in the charm and mystery that is Bhutan. But the journey wasn't without its challenges. From limited food variety to communication barriers during homestays, it was a travel experience that tested me as much as it thrilled. Join me as I recount the highs and lows of my 10-day journey in this fascinating and mysterious land. My journey began in January 2016, with a local guide named Kinley leading the way. The air was thick with anticipation, the kind that tickles your senses and makes your heart race a little faster. You could almost taste the adventure on the tip of your tongue, a tantalizing tease of the exotic experiences that lay ahead. Kinley, my guide, was more than just a navigator through the winding roads and trails of Bhutan. He was a bridge between me and the vibrant culture that thrived in this corner of the world. With his deep-rooted knowledge of his homeland and a sparkling wit to match, Kinley was my gateway to truly understanding and appreciating Bhutan beyond its scenic landscapes. In a land as rich and diverse as Bhutan, having a local guide is not just an added convenience, it's a necessity, an invaluable resource that brings the country's heritage to life, illuminating its history and traditions with personal anecdotes and insights that you won't find in any guidebook. Kinley's role extended beyond the realms of a traditional guide. He was a companion, a mentor, and a friend, who with his warm laughter and fascinating tales transformed the journey into an immersive cultural experience. His presence added a layer of authenticity and intimacy to the trip, turning it into a personal voyage of discovery rather than a mere sightseeing expedition. So, there we were, a travel enthusiast and a local guide, standing on the threshold of an incredible journey. The prospect of exploring Bhutan, with its unique customs, breathtaking landscapes, and intriguing Gross National Happiness Index, was nothing short of exhilarating. With Kinley by my side, I was ready to explore everything Bhutan had to offer. One cannot visit Bhutan without stepping into its serene and awe-inspiring Buddhist temples. The moment you cross the threshold of these sacred spaces, you're immediately enveloped in a sense of tranquility that transcends the ordinary. The intricate murals that adorn the walls tell tales of the Buddha's teachings and the rich history of Bhutanese Buddhism. The air is filled with the scent of incense, symbolizing the purity of the Buddha's teachings, and the sound of chanting monks echoes through the halls, creating an atmosphere of profound peace. But the spiritual journey in Bhutan doesn't end within the temple walls. It extends far beyond, to the rugged mountain trails leading to the iconic Tiger's Nest Monastery. This isn't just a hike, it's a pilgrimage, a rite of passage for every traveler daring to tread the narrow, winding paths. Each step on the steep incline pushes you further, not just towards the monastery perched precariously on the edge of the cliff, but also towards a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. The hike is undoubtedly challenging, testing your physical endurance and mental resilience. The altitude can be daunting, the terrain unforgiving, yet with every labored breath, every bead of sweat trickling down your face, you're reminded of the Buddhist teachings of perseverance and the impermanence of discomfort. And then, after hours of strenuous climbing, you reach the monastery. Nestled on a rocky ledge almost 1,000 meters above the Paro Valley, the Tiger's Nest seems to defy gravity. It's a sight to behold, a testament to human faith and tenacity. As you stand there, gazing at the monastery, you're rewarded not just with panoramic views of the majestic Himalayas, but also with a deep sense of accomplishment and a newfound appreciation for the journey, however challenging it may have been. Despite the strenuous hike, reaching the Tiger's Nest Monastery was a moment of pure bliss. Bhutan is not just about its temples and hikes, it's also about immersing in its unique culture. This Himalayan kingdom is a place where tradition and culture are not just preserved, they are lived every day. One of the most remarkable ways to experience this cultural immersion is through homestays. Staying with a local family, you get to participate in their daily routines, try your hand at traditional crafts, and even join in their meals. It's a delightful way to understand the Bhutanese way of life, but it can also bring about some communication challenges. Remember, this is not a typical tourist experience. This is about stepping into a different world, a world where the pace of life is slower and every action is imbued with centuries of tradition. But the quirks of Bhutan don't end here. This is a country that has banned the sale of tobacco. That's right, in Bhutan, you won't find cigarettes at the corner store. The government places a high emphasis on the health and well-being of its citizens, and this is just one of the many unique ways they show it. Then there's the cost of visiting Bhutan. It's not a budget destination. With a daily tariff that covers your accommodation, food, guide, and transportation, visiting Bhutan can seem pricey. But think about it. This is not just about restricting tourist numbers, it's about sustainable tourism. It's about making sure that the beauty and traditions of Bhutan can be enjoyed by generations to come. These quirks may seem strange, even inconvenient at times, but they are part of what makes Bhutan so special. They are the threads that weave the rich tapestry of Bhutanese culture, a culture that values happiness over material wealth and tradition over rapid development. In Bhutan, you don't just see the culture, you live it. Like any journey, my trip to Bhutan had its highs and lows. Nestled in the heart of the Himalayas, Bhutan is a place where the mountains touch the heavens, and the culture dances with the rhythm of tradition. The highs of my journey were abundant. The cultural immersion was a delightful adventure in itself, like stepping into a beautifully illustrated storybook. Every corner of Bhutan echoed with the harmonious blend of ancient tradition and modernity, offering a sense of peace and tranquility that is often hard to find. The safety in Bhutan was another high point. The country's emphasis on the well-being of its visitors, whether through the ban on tobacco sales or the efficient security measures, made me feel secure and welcomed. However, just like the mountainous terrains of Bhutan, my journey also had its share of lows. The food variety, or rather the lack of it, was one low point. While the local cuisine was delicious and unique, the limited options could sometimes make mealtimes a bit repetitive. Don't get me wrong, the cheese and chili dishes were a treat to the taste buds, but a little more variety could have spiced up the culinary experience. Another low was the communication challenges during homestays. While the warmth of the locals was heartening, the language barrier often made interactions a bit tricky. The smiles, nods, and hand gestures did help bridge the gap, but the communication challenges were a stark reminder of the diversity and complexity of our world. Despite the challenges, the highs undoubtedly outweighed the lows, making Bhutan a destination worth every dime and effort. The journey through Bhutan was a dance between the sun-kissed peaks and the shadowed valleys, between the known and the unknown, between the highs and the lows. And just like a well-choreographed dance, it left me with a sense of fulfillment, a sense of joy, and a longing to return to the mystical land of Bhutan. In the end, Bhutan was more than just a travel destination. It was a life-changing experience. This land of the thunder dragon, nestled in the heart of the Himalayas, offered us a chance to explore the profound depth of Buddhist culture, to hike through its breathtaking landscapes, and to witness the unique philosophy of gross national happiness in action. Our journey began with the anticipation of the unknown, which soon turned into awe as we discovered the serene beauty of the Buddhist temples and the exhilarating challenge of the hikes. The cultural immersion was an enlightening experience, unraveling the intricate tapestry of Bhutan's traditions and way of life. The quirky aspects, such as the ban on tobacco sales and the high cost of visiting, added an unexpected charm to our adventure. Yet, like every journey, it had its highs and lows. The cultural richness and safety were undeniable highlights. However, the limited food variety and communication challenges during homestays served as gentle reminders that we were far from our comfort zones. But these too became part of the unforgettable memories we created in Bhutan. Reflecting on this journey, Bhutan stands out not just for its natural beauty or cultural depth, but for its people, their warmth, and their commitment to preserving their heritage. It was an enriching experience that expanded our horizons and left us with a profound appreciation for this unique country. If Bhutan's unique charm has intrigued you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out the discount travel links in the description. Travel, explore, and let Bhutan leave you spellbound just as it did me.